Welcome in. Welcome back, everybody. We're back so soon. We didn't even get much of a break, honestly. That first line did decide to go severe thunderstorm warned, and here we are. Once again in northwest Michigan. This is like their 17 millionth severe thunderstorm warning of the last 24 hours. No, I'm just kidding. This is a severe thunderstorm warning, though, for a similar area that did get hit about 18 hours ago now. And we're starting off with some wind in the same area. So here we go. Reading off the details. National Weather Service in Gaylord has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Leelanau, Benzie, and southwestern Grand Traverse County until 2:15. At 1:14, severe thunderstorms were located 11 miles west of Frankfort, moving east at 50 miles per hour. 60 mile per hour wind gusts are possible with this line. Radar indicated damage to roof siding and trees is possible. And again, I'm solo right now, so give me a second. I'm still setting up a couple things here behind the scenes. Again, some things were set up, and not all of them, so should be good now. Again, this thunderstorm that is just offshore from Frankfort at the current time. Some timing on this severe thunderstorm warning include Frankfort and Alberta around 1:20 a.m., Beulah, Benzonia, and Honor around 1:30, Empire and Platte Township around 1:35, Lake Anne around 1:40, Bendon 1:45, Interlochen, my bad. That's going to be 1:50, Traverse City, Grawn, Interlochen State Park, Greelickville, and Fouch around 1:55 a.m. Other locations impacted by the severe thunderstorm include Good Harbor and Blaine Township. For protection, move to interior room on the lowest floor of the building. That's quite the hefty pocket of wind moving in here. Details, once again, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, no hail on the severe thunderstorm warning as it rolls into Benzie County first and foremost. Go ahead and take over the Gaylord radar. Shows the wind a little bit better here. We're going to also go ahead and update the storm motion vector for those at home who have the same software as us. It is 260 at 43. Get Frankfort up first, as well as Beulah. And then eventually up into the Empire, Glen Arbor, and Maple City area, which are still dealing with some power outages from earlier today. Yes, good morning, everyone. We are back here, live once again. Did say before you go to bed, have a way to receive warning on you, and we are already back live for severe weather coverage. Quite the line of thunderstorms moving into Benzie County at the current time. A lot of lightning with this storm. Decent amount of instability out there. Also, the wind is a factor. The gustiest of the winds are shown here in the blue pixels. And at the current time, that is going to be 60 mile per hour wind at 7,800 feet off the ground. It's really far away from the radar site. But heading over to Beulah, Frankfort, Empire at the current time. Latest scan does bring it closer to Frankfort, about 3 to 5 nautical miles offshore from Frankfort. And up first will be Edwards Avenue as this rolls in. So again, severe thunderstorm warning if you're just tuning in. Feel free to smash that like button. So we go live here at, officially it started at around 1:15 here in the morning. Current time down there, 1:21 a.m. I'm Chief Meteorologist Joe Fritz, been live with you guys this morning for what seems to be the 10th time we've gone live in the last 5 days here at MSC. But that is our policy. We got you covered from beginning to end, no matter where, no matter when, the time of the day. Also, a couple thunderstorms out here still north of US 10, one in Wexford County and Harrietta, one in Marion, one storm over to the south of Prudenville, and that is also southwest of West Branch, and a thunderstorm up in the Rose City area. These storms are not severe, some lightning on them, but overall well below the severe limits at the current time. Something to keep in mind here is these storms may be trending over somewhat the same area. We do expect perhaps a little bit of flash flooding to develop this evening across the area. In fact, there are a couple flash flood warnings in Wisconsin right now. There is a considerable flash flood warning in effect over in Appleton, Wisconsin at the current time, in fact. So that stuff is heading our way. There's multiple lines possible tonight. We have more thunderstorms, so go ahead and check out the Green Bay radar. There is multiple Boeing segments kind of just sticking out of this stationary boundary. 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of lining up like a train right now, rolling towards Lake Michigan. The first one is right now here in northern Michigan. They are updating the severe thunderstorm warning right now. Not sure what for. Don't see any updates on it. It's a quick update. Guess we'll see. The rain and wind is now moving into Frankfort at the current time. West South Shore Road is the name of the road there. So 2 directions on that. Bold of you to assume I ever even got a break. I was literally setting up the first post for tomorrow, and it went live. Sorry.
I was getting ready to, I was packing for the weekend and didn't even see it come in. So, crazy.
It's a good thing I was watching. It pulsed very quickly off to the east, entering Benzie County right now. Also, a little bit of southern development now on the storm. There's actually multiple cells really starting to pop up now. There's obviously the one in Wexford, the one in West Branch, and along an outflow boundary. That's going to be heading towards Onekama. Oh yeah, feel free to get that warning graphic. I was not.
I'm working on it.
Forgot that was a thing.
I was contemplating shutting my computer down, but I'm glad I didn't. I think Joel can relate to me when I say my PC runs hot. So when it's already 95 degrees outside, having a PC that runs hot is not ideal. So I shut it off whenever I can.
Yeah. Good news is it is well after midnight now, and so we are cooling down in quotation marks for the day. So it feels somewhat nicer outside. It's still humid out there, but better than what it was in the scorching hot sun. Yeah, these are in Frankfort for sure right now. Traveling right on down M115. It's the end of 115 there in Frankfort. Beulah up next, as well as Honor and Benzonia. This is Crystal Lake, Long Lake, and Little Platte Lake up in this area as well. A lot of people likely up here visiting, vacationing, camping. If you are outside right now in an unsturdy structure, your time to move inside is now if you are in this orange box. This orange box does extend all the way to the edge of downtown Traverse City. Buickville is in the severe thunderstorm warning. Traverse City is not, but it is heading toward Traverse City with time. So if you know anyone in Traverse City tonight, good idea to wake them up and let them know. Again, we don't have many people watching right now, and so anything helps in terms of getting the word out. Like, a share, even a follow does help the algorithm. You never know who you're helping out there. So whether you're sharing our stream or sharing a text over to your friends and family that are up in this area, again, some nighttime severe thunderstorms rolling in. A lot of people may be under the impression that this morning stuff was the only round. That is not true. Again, this is expected to produce multiple lines of perhaps strong to severe winds overnight tonight here across northern and central lower Michigan. There was no tornadoes tonight confirmed from these storms that I went through earlier. If you do have tornado damage, please send that in. Otherwise, do not make false claims. Thank you very much. We did have a 54 mile per hour wind damaging wind report in the Houghton Lake area earlier tonight. And that was the only damage report we got in besides some damage from earlier. If you're in this orange box, that is the outline of the severe thunderstorm warning. So if you're up in Leland and Northport, that severe thunderstorm warning does not include you guys, but you should be on alert because this entire Boeing segment is heading up your way with time. So Empire, Beulah, Lake Ann, all kind of up first here for these gusty winds. It's already in Frankfort. Also Benzonia, Honor. A lot of different locations out here right now. Take a look at velocity radar, which is our wind radar. There are a couple pixels mixing in here of 60 miles per hour in nature, and these winds go. There we go. On Crystal Lake right now. If you're just tuning in, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for another 44 more minutes. This is for portions of Benzie, Grand Traverse, and Leelanau County in the orange box you see here. Gonna check the Gaylord radar again. Curiosity kind of has my eye right now. It does have that classic supercellular shape to it. Storm out in the West Branch area also with a decent wind core at the current time, but no severe warnings in effect out there. The other one in effect is in the Beulah area for Benzie County. Yeah, I do have a fan on right now. It is hot in here. Try and move my wireless mic a little bit. Check 1, 2. It's a little bit sound. I think I gotta bring it back to my face. Put the fan further down as well, so it's blowing more into my feet. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. Looking back on velocity, a couple pixels here, 60 to 65 over on Betsy Valley Trail and Malinaw Road. Also going right down County Highway 704 at Lincoln Road and Harris Road, as well as Eden Hill Road around the US 31 corridor. Also impacting M22 south of Empire right now. Empire is going to be up next. Spelling segment is heading up your way. Taking a look at storm relative velocity, you can see that entire segment, that entire red line is going to be the edge of the gusty wind. And again, we do not have any weather cameras up here to utilize here on our stream, so we're just kind of rolling with radar at the current time. Let me just see if we get any new outages in. This area's already been plagued by power outages earlier today, around 11 o'clock this morning. We did have that first line move in.
Joel, I have a camera pulled up behind the scenes out of Frankfurt. Winds are pretty calm.
That is because I believe it has already passed over. I'm not 100% sure though.
It's dead calm.
Could be a little bit elevated. Again, we're looking for you guys' reports if you're in the Beulah and Honor area when it is safe to do so, as well as in Frankfurt. Would not be surprised. Again, we're looking at 6,000 feet off the ground, no lower than that. So there's a whole mile of the atmosphere that our radar is not picking up. I really hope someday, Ryan, when they get like phased array radar, I hope the elevation's a little bit lower, because I know it's 0.5 degrees elevation, but this is just you get 75 miles away from the radar site, and you're already over 1.25 miles above the ground. That's a lot of atmosphere not being shown.
Mm-hmm.
It is heading off to the east-northeast. Kind of some unconventional movement to it, as we expect this entire segment to move south overnight. At some point, it still is yet to move south, though, which could result in some minor flooding or some flash flooding, as Wisconsin is seeing back to the west. If you're at the state park camping right now, or just any campground camping, it's a good idea to get into a sturdy structure. If there's no sturdy structures nearby, hopefully like a bathhouse is a good idea. Just anywhere where you're away from trees. You don't want trees to blow down on you. Lowest floor of the building if possible. Waiting on any new update here in just a second. While we do that, huge shout out to CJA Puggy, back for month number 2 with the thunderstorm emoji. Lisa H, back for sending 100 joules. Also Jennifer F, also sending 200 joules. And Missy 48116, back for month number 24. That's 2 years as a bronze member here, saying rain coming into the east side. I want to dance in it. Absolutely, do your rain dance if you have not got rain in a while. Enjoy it. It is a nice relief on a day or a stretch of days where we are just absolutely getting blasted with southern-like heat. As a reminder, this
Not
is
gotten.
I was gonna say, just as a reminder, Storm Prediction Center level 3 out of 5 risk tonight in the orange zone, level 2 in the yellow. So all these areas shown are at risk for severe weather overnight through sunrise. So get a nap while you can if you're away from these storms. Just know severe weather is possible overnight. Go ahead, Ryan.
Just wanted to update. There is 0 outages coming in off consumers yet.
That's why you're going to say knock on wood. That pocket it's getting closer to the radar, and the blues are starting to get darker, which means they're starting to get heavier. I have a 67 mile per hour gust at US 31 and North Marshall, also known as Indian Hill Road. That is a half mile outside of Honor on the west side of town. But as you mentioned, no power outages yet.
Yeah, it's almost constant lightning on the camera I'm watching here, but the wind was very minimal. Well, well, well.
Well, what?
Mesoscale discussion for northern Lower Michigan. Watch possible.
Of course it is. You got that for the page, I'm guessing?
Yep.
Okay.
40% watch possible. Hail up to $half size, winds up to 70.
What's the probability on it?
40%. 40.
Gotcha. I have now a 70 mile per hour pixel in Honor. County Highway 677 at Fewens Road. Also, Ryan Road. There you go. Also, Oakley Road and Valley Road out here in Honor. Traveling right on down US 31. This is heading for Lake Ann at the current time. About, to be safe, 3 minutes in Lake Ann. Also, is that?
Yes, that is.
On Storm Relative, obviously, it shows up as rotation, but I'm curious. It could be. In the center of the cell? Be a very odd location for rotation, but not unheard of necessarily. We're looking at some reds and greens mixing in here over on Oakley Road. And Ellie Road as well as Hooker Road, heading towards Valley. Either way, that's either strong winds or strong rotation. I think that's heading towards Lake Ann right now.
A new WPC being issued for flash flooding possible for north and lower.
Yeah. Could be in for one heck of a night here in terms of storms and flooding back to back. That's anyone that's living up here, it's probably a good idea to let them know of the situation that might be unfolding tonight. Not completely certain, but the Storm Prediction Center and the Weather Prediction Center both released mesoscale discussions across northern Michigan for both flooding and severe hazards at this point. Again, If you're going to bed right now in northern Michigan, it's a good idea to have ways to receive warning on you so you can be woken up in the event warning is issued. Right now, it is for portions of Grand Traverse, Benzie, and Leelanau County. With time, this Boeing segment's heading towards Antrim, Kalkaska, and Charlevoix once again. Also watching a couple cells along the M55 corridor here from West Branch over to Wexford. There's two bigger cells. Number 1 is in Boone and Manton. Number 2 is over here just south of West Branch out on Greenwood Road heading towards Skidway Lake. Continuing a 74 mile per hour pixel on Fewens Road at North Pioneer, crossing over State at North Hayes, Steam Hauler Road at Fewens, and Steam Hauler as well as State Road and Oakley. There is a little bit of embedded rotation in there at the current time.
Keeping a close eye on the West Branch cell as well. That looks like it's intensifying as well as it heads towards Skidway Lake. The text on that MD.
Yeah, feel free to read it out.
So I'm going to try to summarize it here. There's a lot of instability out there and a lot of moisture aiding the storm's development and such. However, the elevated nature of the storms and the magnitude of the wind threat is still uncertain. Trends are being monitored for a wind damage potential. So they're basically saying that the storms are elevated currently, but it's uncertain if they're going to tap into the surface or not. They mentioned wind and hail. There's no tornadic probability within this one.
Well, that's good.
Still 0 outages coming in from Frankfurt or Honor, Benzonia, Beulah, nothing. Not one. That's just good news.
It's all elevated.
Maybe, just maybe, Joel, we can still sleep tonight.
Hopeful thinking. They did just trim Frankfurt and Benzonia from the severe thunderstorm warning. Continues for the rest of the area. Moving east at 50 miles per hour with 60 mile per hour wind gusts. In effect till 2:15.
Aiding to that argument, perhaps sleeping or napping, perhaps, the Wisconsin side of things, it looks like it's turning into more of a heavy rain risk. There's not a warning over there anymore. A lot of flash flood warnings, though. A lot of rain, but no severe. Your beam height here is actually it's only 4,500 feet, so it's not too far, but far enough to definitely be elevated.
Oh, yeah. We saw earlier today when it was uncapped out there. Yeah, low-level jet was screaming through that Part 2 coverage. But even 800 feet off the ground, the winds were not mixing down to the ground. You get about 800 feet and boom, there's your 80 mile per hour winds. So it's close, but no cigar, some people would say. And again, these gusty winds are entering Lake Anne at the current time. Also stretching to the north, if there are gusty winds, they're in Glen Arbor and Empire right now. Also some pixels up here around 65 miles per hour at 5,200 feet off the ground. So it's a mile off the ground. Empire, Glen Arbor. In that severe thunderstorm warning. So you guys have been able to take cover. Also Maple City up next. Heading up towards Sutton's Bay with time. Anywhere you see these greens changing to lighter cyans and even darker blues, those are your wind pockets around 65 to 70 miles per hour. This is quite the marathon of severe weather, so to speak.
You ain't a kidding.
Almost need some music to keep it going tonight. There's not going to be a whole lot of talking. Unless, of course, this is needing to go road by road, which we are doing right now. As also, if you can zoom out and look at the map with me here, y'all, the brown outline is your mesoscale discussion watch possible. So if you're in this brown circle, again, it's key that you know where you're located on a county-based map like this so that you're able to follow along for severe weather coverage. If you're in this brown circle right now, mesoscale discussion's in effect, 40% chance of a watch for $half size hail and winds up to 70. Go ahead and split screen it. We'll turn off the lightning. Good idea of the wind moving in at the current time. Anywhere you see the reds and greens coming close together, typically that'd be rotation. I think it's more of a downburst right now. And Traverse City, you have probably the next 5 to 10 minutes here before this is entering the city. You're not in a warning, but it is heading your way. Current time right now, 1:49 a.m. here on July 2nd. There is one severe thunderstorm warning in effect for northwest Lower Michigan. This is Benzie, northwestern Grand Traverse, and southern and central Leelanau County. Area
You're a little quiet on my end, so FYI.
No, I know. I'm standing away from the computer right now. Just standing. It's coming through pretty well on my other microphone.
Okay.
But yes, we are dealing with an area that got hit about, 14 hours ago now, I believe it was, here in the Traverse City, Empire, Glen Arbor area. And if you are downstate, your chances of severe weather will increase later today and in through Friday. So that high pressure is finally breaking down. As this line of storms moves through, you can see there's a distinct bowing shape to it. That low-level jet that sneaks in the backside is allowing it to push out further than the rest of the storm. So that's why it looks like a half of an onion ring there on the left side of the screen. Or as always, you could just say backwards C. No pineapple size hail tonight. This is primarily a wind threat. The severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 60-mile-per-hour winds only. Apologies if I made you guys hungry. The onion rings reference. I'm tired and hungry myself, so right there with you.
Really? That's a little surprising.
Grand Traverse. New warning, this is Traverse City. National Weather Service in Gaylord has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Grand Traverse County in northern Michigan until 2:30 a.m. At 151, the severe thunderstorm was located near Interlaken, or 7 miles southwest of Traverse City. Moving to the east at 50 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts are the main hazard. Radar indicated. Timing, if you're just tuning in here, in the Traverse City area, as well as Traverse City State Park, Greelickville, as early as 1:55. It's coming in pretty closely right now. Spider Lake around 2 a.m. and Williamsburg 2:05. Bates is also in this severe thunderstorm warning. For your protection, move to an interior room in the lowest floor of a building. If you are camping or on some sort of boat, seek safe harbor. Also, again, if you're camping, seek safe shelter in a sturdy structure until these storms do pass. Once again, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts in effect until 2:30 a.m. These pockets continue to get close to the radar. Also up here to the north. I don't know if that's completely gusting down. I mean, especially since we're not getting any new outages in.
I wonder if they're thinking perhaps as they move into a more unstable environment for versus like land versus water type of situation, they may try to strengthen here. But yeah, there's still zero outages coming in. There's not one new outage in this area.
Gaylord is monitoring this line of storms right now. They're saying that these storms, kind of similar to what we were thinking here, Ryan, they are gliding over an older outflow air mass, which makes sense from the earlier storms. Not as much recovery time beyond peak heating, but they are still monitoring the wind core taking aim at Traverse City right now. So that's why they went ahead and issued this new warning. The Glen Arbor storm, as I was mentioning here, also has 78-mile-per-hour pixels just outside of Glen Arbor on the west side of town, or east side of the town, South Wheeler Road. But again, it is 4,300 feet off the ground, and we are seeing no outages being reported right now with this line of storms in the Glen Arbor area. So, I'm gonna hope that's a sign that those winds are below severe limits. But it is a very impressive cell at the current time. We have to watch it as it continues up into Leelanau County. I hope it's not one of those situations again where it's so far away from the radar site and then you find out the next morning that these areas got absolutely slammed by winds. Again, there's an 80-mile-per-hour pixel now on Bohemian Road, Bohemian and M22. Also, West Traverse Lake Road. And passing up through County Road 651 at Eitzen Road. Warning has been trimmed back even more. Honor, you are in the clear. Still remaining with 60-mile-per-hour winds on this line. Do apologize if I made anybody hungry. I am also hungry myself. So what you're looking at on radar right now is velocity. Anything in the darker greens is your weak velocity. Brighter greens is your stronger velocity. Change over into the blues here that you see on your screen. That's your 60 plus. That is severe limits, which is set at, as Ryan mentioned, technically 58 miles per hour. You have any wild, wacky facts to add on, Ryan, here? Well, you kind of watch the storms roll in Traverse City.
Not really.
It's okay. I know I was putting on you a spot.
Well, the SPCL just got released for day one.
And
Marginal risk has been maintained for much of the state. Slight risk still exists for the extreme west central portion of Lower Michigan.
interesting.
Man, those pixels over the M22 east of Glen Arbor are very strong. 81 mile per hour is actually expanding too, last couple of scans. Yeah, there's no outages at all.
Here, I have your radar.
Nice pocket of wind. Yeah, nice pocket of wind here. M22 and South Good Harbor Trail, I believe it is. Heading up toward the Suttons Bay, Lake Leelanau, Bingham area. Center Highway, likely not mixing to the ground, but we're going to treat it as it is. We're not seeing any outages or damage reports coming in, although it also is 2 o'clock in the morning, so people may not be reporting outages as quickly. So that could be the case here. But within this whole entire area, I have to imagine that at least one person would report outages by now. But we're not seeing anything from this line, which is good news for the time being. But still, this is a very intense pocket of winds here, about 4,000, 5,000 feet off the ground. Heading towards Suttons Bay, Lake Leelanau. It'll probably pass just south of those areas, if not impact the southern portions. If this continues toward the Old Mission area, and eventually into Elk Rapids, which is that area. Radar back across Wisconsin. This is a ton of rain. I would have to imagine somebody's going to get a lot of flooding in northern Michigan and in Wisconsin.
Yeah, we're debating on putting a rainfall map out. We did decide not to because, again, Thursday and Friday are kind of up in the air, and what Friday does is also what happens on Saturday. So we're just going into day one here, and we still have Friday, Saturday, Sunday to talk about in terms of rain chances. But again, Thursday's right now, and absolutely flash flooding on the table tonight. As a reminder, there are 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. You can see them on Ryan's radar there right now. One for eastern Grand Traverse County and the other one for western, as well as portions of Benzie and Leelanau County, all in effect for 60 mile per hour wind gusts. If you guys are just tuning in, follow the instructions in taking shelter. Winds can bring down just as many trees as a tornado will, especially since these are spread out along a long distance. Velocity radar will show you the blues there. And again, it stretches all the way up and down this corridor here near M22 in the Greeleyville and Traverse City region.
Our beta software behind the scenes, Jules, says this storm has a 34% probability of being severe right now.
That's too low. Cancel the warning. Just kidding. Probably picking up on some of those stable layer features out there at the current time, but it's still a 1 in 3 chance as the storm passes over, and truthfully, that does line up pretty well with our elevated risk out there, Ryan. It's a 35 to 60% odds in this side of the state today, and so that kind of fits right in with those odds. Day 2 was also just released. Looks like
I see
there's a
that.
slight risk. Do you have? You probably, I don't know. Do you have the convective outlooks on our PC software?
Yes, we do. I'm not sure we updated yet, though.
Ah, gotcha. I was just curious. Kind of forgot.
It's on here somewhere. I know it is. There it is. Not updated just yet.
It's okay. We'll get it with time. App is still in the app itself, whether PC or App Store, still in the development stages right now. Also, if you're in Sutton's Bay right now, those gusty winds could be quite decent. It's still elevated 3,100 feet up, but over on Kohler Road, right now where these darker blues are at, Kohler Road, at Pleasant Hill Road, just south of Sutton's Bay, Peshtabistown, northern edge of the Sierra Thunderstorm warning box. Those winds are, according to this, 83 miles per hour, but we'll see how much of that is confirmed. Ryan, we do have power outages coming in now officially.
Yeah, I see that along the Little Traverse Lake area.
Yep.
Not too many, at least initially.
That's right in the just north of Maple City.
There's pixels here of 84 mile per hour winds just south of Sutton's Bay.
Yeah.
This poor area has been hit. Flooding, severe storms, repeatedly the past couple of days.
Yeah.
The storm risk is now saying 58% chance of severe. Interesting.
It's impressive. And it's quickly pushing across Grand Traverse Bay right now. It's in Traverse City, as you can see there on Ryan's radar. Entering Elk Rapids East Lake? No, sorry, Eastport. Within the next 5 minutes. That's on the far east side of Grand Traverse Bay. So Williamsburg, Elk Rapids, East Lake, and Central Lake. I still got about 5 to 10 minutes, but it is heading your way. Isolated power outages and gusty winds of 60 are possible. Could be a couple more gusts above that, as we're seeing on radar out there this evening.
Flood advisory.
Makes sense. How much rain's that? Or yeah, look how much hot reds and pinks are on radar here. Anything you guys see in the reds and the pinks, that is your heavy rain that's falling. Like it may not be hail, but still very heavy rain droplets. Maybe the size of your fingernail. That's the round part, of course. And moving in through Grand Traverse County right now, also Wexford County. I did not catch all the counties in that flood advisory. Feel free to list them off if you have them. And also, I guess,
Antrim,
what are the totals that are being reported?
Antrim, Benzie, Grand Traverse, Kalkaska, Leelanau. And it's going to be until 5:15 in the morning.
Just how much has been estimated so far?
Let's check here.
The flood advisories are on our radar software. Aren't.
Inch or two.
Plus the already saturated grounds.
Last hour here, just under an inch. Up here by Empire, about inch and a quarter, inch and a half.
Oof.
The outage that came in is rather small. Looks like no other outages around it so far. Says 196 customers affected. So localized to the lake there, it appears.
Still have a pocket of 77 miles per hour at 2,800 feet off the ground now. This is about to cross over the peninsula north of Traverse City on Peninsula Drive. Looks like polka dots on radar here. We got three different distinct areas of blue. In fact, there's a new darker blue pixel of 73 miles per hour at Carlisle Road and M186 southeast of Traverse City. 4 Mile Road north. I do wish I had the PC radar product. That would be cool, but it is all you right now. So feel free to show it off if you like.
So this is the crazy thing too. The desktop version has not been updated yet. So I'm using the old version of this.
Still looks awesome.
Yep. So we're going to make sure in the future here, the cities are going to be enlarged for you guys to see them easier for all your broadcast is. I know they're small. We're also going to get different background colors and make it look how we want to make it look. But this is how it looks for right now. On your screen, the yellow boxes here, those are your severe warnings. Now, if you notice around these storms, there's like little squiggly circles, ovals, different shapes. That is our beta software. We call it the storm risk. You click it, it'll tell you what this particular learning model, so to speak, is thinking what the probability of severe hazards are. For this storm up here, it's saying total severe 53%, tornado chance 3%, severe wind is 53%, severe hail is 10%. And for those of you who like advanced data, you click details, it gives you all of the ingredients that the storm is currently in the environment, from your cape, your shear, lapse rates, wet bulb factor. There's a lot of stuff packed into this thing, which is really cool. So when Joel and I are looking behind the scenes at Mesoanalysis, we can click a button and pull it up right in our own software, which is really quite convenient. So that's a big big thing to watch there. Now, also for those of you who want other products, we have reflectivity, obviously, we have velocity. See the wind here, and your cursor also acts as the inspector tool. So I can hover over this, and over on the top right, you're going to see 76.5 miles per hour up here in this corner. Up here, you can see a pop in there, top rightish. Also have the debris tracker, your storm relative as well, but some of these products are not currently operational just because we are still developing the desktop software side of things. But we do have products in here. ZDR, spectrum width. So on top of that, you got all sorts of settings to mess around with. It's pretty cool. This is the old version too. It's gonna be a lot better in the future. If you're watching from downstate, Detroit, Grand Rapids areas, there is not a thing on radar down there. So you're good to go to bed. I see they have a severe watch still on the Wisconsin side, but no severe storms. Most of these are very unimpressive. In fact, the storm risk is saying 0.1% chance of severe. 2%, 1%. So even our software here is showing very minimal risk over there. Back to the storms ongoing here. These storms are approaching Elk Rapids, Rapid City, Barker Creek, Bates, Devil's Elbow. What? South Boardman, Houseman, Fife Lake, Kalkaska, and Alden areas. Check it back on the wind velocity. You're going to notice that the brighter greens are above 60 miles per hour. Here we have 65 mile per hour winds over Devil's Elbow. Just moved through Traverse City. Take a look at the outage map again. Not seeing anything. Maybe one or two new outages, but nothing aside from those. Stronger pocket of wind up here on the northern edge of this. Getting 70 mile per hour pixels over Old Mission, pushing into Kewadon, Craswell, and Clam River areas just north of Elk Rapids. Another cool thing about this software is once we get it all set up with the new version, you guys who have the app can snap pictures and videos and you can send them to us and we can populate those on this map here. So for example, if somebody's watching us from Kalkaska, they go outside, snap a picture of a shelf cloud or a storm rolling through, their report's going to pop up here in Kalkaska so you can click it, open it, and share it with you guys in real time. I'm really excited to do that. I know Joel is as well. Because we get excited about our weather cameras all the time here. We use them so often, but now we're going to have the ability to get you guys as the viewers involved too, to send us reports and pictures so we can get real eyes on storms from you guys. So it's really cool all around. We may also in the future embed our weather cameras into the software too. So really cool. Severe warning remains in effect. Not populating details on it. There it goes. Locate over Barker Creek. This was updated a minute ago. Hazard 60 mile per hour winds. And that's it. Sources radar indicated. Storm up here in Charlevoix also taking shape. Nothing on velocity there to be concerned about. The cell that I was a little bit concerned about over here has died, it appears. Just some rain showers near Prescott. Also have this one near Falmouth. Rainbow Bend, Cooperton. Not much going on there. Maybe some small hail, but otherwise not seeing too much there. This storm has a hook on it, it appears. Nothing on velocity. We'll see what Gaylord does with this line here. It's exiting the current warning polygon, and they have not issued a downstream. I'm just going to be quiet at this point. I was about to say they haven't issued a downstream warning, and voila. There's your downstream warning. Wait for details to load in. There is your new warning polygon. Pops up on our new software, nice and bright and yellow there. Text of this warning says a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Antrim County in northern Michigan until 3 a.m. At 2:17 a.m., a severe storm located over Clam River or near Bel Air, moving east at 45 miles per hour. Your hazard is 60-mile-per-hour winds, and your source of that is radar indicated. Impact is expected damage to roofs, siding, and trees. The storm will be near Mansalona, Bel Air, Central Lake around 2:20, Antrim 2:25, Alba and Jordan Township around 2:30. Other locations include Lake Bel Air. Places in this not listed: Central Lake. I'll go ahead and name all of them: Central Lake, Bel Air, Pleasant Valley, Chestonia, Green River, Alba, Wetzel, Mansalona, Lakes of the North, Alden, Keewatin, and that's all I am seeing currently. There's an airport here near Bel Air as well. Looks like Antrim County Airport's shown. Also Elmira on the edge of this polygon. They really half and half Elmira. West side Elmira's in it, east side's not. So look at the velocity on this. You can see the brighter greens here still indicate some stronger winds could be occurring here. There is, I'm not going to say widespread outages, but sporadic outages from the Lime Lake area, which is where this particular pocket of wind passed through here. So we're not seeing too much in the way of like widespread outages, but there is enough here to warrant some concern about, at very least, if not severe wind close to it occurring. Radar here does estimate winds over 70 miles per hour still occurring here in the Clam River area as the storm is progressing to the east here. So Bel Air is on deck, Clam River also on deck, if not a few seconds away. This is going to be over Torch Lake, currently moving to the east at about, did it say, moving east at 45 miles per hour. If I zoom out and take a look at the movement, you're going to see it's pretty much, I'm not going to say due east, but it's mostly east with like maybe a slight northward lean to it. I'll put it that way. Northward drift, I think, is a better word I was looking for. Drifting north. Got some pop-up cells still happening down here in the Marion and McBain areas. Those shouldn't amount to much, but we'll watch it.
Couple outages coming in from the peninsula now. Nothing yet in the Torch Lake area.
What? That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, geek moment.
You good? Keep on showing off the radar.
Oh, I can do that. So we are not the Weather Service. We are not going to claim to be or try to replace them. However, if there is, for example, a significant severe hazard happening, whether it's a tornado, whether it's intense straight line winds that we know without a doubt is happening, we can pop open our draw tools here, and I can actually draw a polygon or an area here out ahead of this storm, just as an example. And I can go up here to these settings and I can click send alert. So those of you who have our app who fall within this polygon that I drew, once I push that alert out, you guys are going to get that alert set right to your phone as a push notification. That is another favorite feature that I'm going to have fun with this app. It can also be used for things like Northern Lights viewings. If we know it's visible in the UP and not in the Lower Peninsula, we can highlight the entire UP, send alerts out to people who have our app up there. So it'll go to those people, but not the ones down here where it does not really matter. Pocket of stronger winds perhaps down here near Barker Creek and Kalkaska, although no warning is on that particular area. Yeah, there's no outages coming in from that down further south area.
It looks like Grand Traverse is also done for their warning.
Perfect. No, the app did not sneak out. We are still in the process. So we're, for lack of better explanation, we're waiting on the App Store on the iOS side of things. We have beta testers who have given us feedback. We took that feedback back to the developers and said, hey, here's the bugs. They fixed it. They pushed updates, but those updates are now pending in the App Store because I have to review it. So until it gets reviewed, we are kind of in a waiting period right now. I just saw tonight we have 2 pending. The first one went through officially. There's a second one pending still though. And then that one had to be, I think, a final update on that one. So I think we're probably at least 2 days away yet, unless the App Store magically gets their act together. But Android side's going really good though. Android's a lot easier to work with. But no, it'll be out here soon. We wanted to launch it. The original goal was mid to late June, but our developers are also just like us. They do live streams for severe coverage. So they're just as exhausted as we are. So I am not going to sit here and slave drive them, knowing that they are feeling the exact same way we are. Plus, they're working on developing the app for us. So kudos to Instant Weather Ontario for being our awesome partners and developers of that app. It'll be out soon. Just trust us. It'd be worth the wait.
Still no outages coming in from the Bella area where arguably that gustiest of wind is at.
You said no outages?
No outages yet.
Okay. That polygon looks a bit suspect. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I
Oh my
completely
gosh.
agree.
You've lost radar privileges. Not that it's your fault.
Oh man. So there is a, hold on, make sure I'm getting this right here.
What you looking at?
So have you ever heard of the ENI flash rate?
You asking me?
You have?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
No, I'm not.
Okay. I had to Google it. It's included on the software. It refers to early negative incidents, tracking the rate of lightning flashes during severe storms. And it's also being used to track tornadic events. I've never heard of that. It's crazy. But there's a data point in here where the ENI flash rate is 80 flashes per minute. I have to imagine that's how many lightning strikes are occurring per minute within this storm.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. It tells you how many strikes are actually happening.
Oh, I think it might be too small to see like all that information on your radar. It did look
Probably is.
pretty small when you clicked on it. I'll give you back
Yeah.
radar privileges for now.
Well, the good news is the oddly shaped polygon it's back. It was
Yeah,
gone. Now it's back.
you spoke too soon.
Oh, let's just go back to weather front, shall
I mean,
we?
that's the shape of the storm. So like, highly suspect storm right now.
Well, Joel, it's time to do a radar update on the page.
No. Also, half inch
Here's a
hail.
good.
I don't know if you saw that MPing report near Lake Ann, half inch hail, 41 mile per hour gust in Traverse City.
There's
42.
still a nice pocket here of really gusty winds. It's big. It'd be really interesting to see how far these track to the east before they lose their oomph, because the radar's getting pretty close here. Let's see if the day 2 slight risk is out yet. I know they issued one. I didn't see where it was for though.
I think it's southwest.
Do I have a day 2? So apparently, weather front gives me only one day. Oh, hold on. There it is. So here's your day 2 outlook, guys. This is not for actually today. Today is this. So today, as in later afternoon, evening today, since it's after midnight, July 2nd. So marginal risk extends for almost the entire state. There are areas in level 2, Manistee, Ludington, Muskegon, Baldwin areas. When we go to Friday, we have a slight risk in effect for southwest Michigan. We predicted that it was going to shift to the south as the week went on. And lo and behold, we're seeing that in real time here. So very large slight risk, mind you. It goes back into the Dakotas, almost from Colorado. That's crazy. Kalamazoo, Coldwater, South Bend, Sturgis, Benton Harbor, almost to Adrian. We have a lot of areas in that slight risk. Hazards, wind, it appears. So damaging wind,
No hatch.
just wind.
Yep.
No hatch for wind, no hail, no tornado, just wind. They're probably expecting some type of development about here in the Sioux City area. Probably will push our direction, and we'll probably get what's left over here sometime on Friday, late, if I had to guess. That's probably the thinking, at least. That could change, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
These winds have yet to really show signs of dying as it gets close to the radar. I'm very curious how strong they're going to get when they pass. I bet we're going to see this green and bluish start fading here the closer it gets to the radar, but I don't know how soon it's going to be. Yeah, there's still very few outages. This is just not mixed into the ground. The radar beam height here at this location off the Gaylord radar to Mansalona is roughly about 1,200 feet.
And we're still getting what, 70 mile per hour pixels?
At
65 at least.
Mansalona, I mean, we're getting 50 or so. Back here toward Bel Air, 62, 68. Mostly mid 60s in the darker areas here. Cherry picking pixels, I see 68 is probably the highest you're gonna get. And we don't have any cameras out ahead of this either.
Not yet. No, we don't. We have a. We do have the Crawford County cam again, but that is a little bit further south.
Yeah. We'd have the Lewiston cam up next. We did potentially have a sponsor in the Otsego Lake area, but haven't heard from them in a while. It's a late night crew tonight. A lot of the camera sponsors I make contact with, I'd probably say 25% follow through. Which is kind of crazy to think about because we have 115 cameras, but I'd say only about 1/4 people I talk to, maybe 1/5, about 1/6. So we are definitely MSC after hours tonight. I know Joel and I are both low energy, so if we're not talking as much as we usually do, understand that primarily Joel, but we've been working and been live streaming for the past what 4 or 5 days now, 3 days, 4 days.
Seems like it. No stops, no breaks. Well, I mean there has been, but today specifically, no breaks.
Yeah, it's been a busy stretch here this week, so we are exhausted, hoping that these storms die, but I think we're on our way to a point where we're probably going to hop out of here within an hour or two, I had to guess. If
Fingers
these
across.
if these winds, what?
Said fingers across.
Yeah, if these winds are actually, I mean, we haven't had very many. We had a few. There's actually a few popping in now in Bel Air area. We've avoided a big widespread event, it appears, with this. So what is mixing down on the ground appears to be more sporadic in nature. So we'll see if they continue the warning, how far east they continue it. I'm under the impression that a lot of these winds are above the surface. So if that trend continues, at some point, I believe the warnings will be replaced by statements. And at that point, we can probably get out of here, but we're not there yet. This storm's moving east at 45 last I checked. Yes. So we put a storm track on this.
That's pretty neat. I like it already.
We do 45-mile-per-hour storm motion. We can go 2 hours, we can go half hour. Let's go a half hour. We have Alba in 2 minutes, Boyne Falls in 9 minutes, Elmira 11 minutes, Frederick in 18 minutes, Otsego Lake in 19 minutes, Gaylord in 23 minutes, Grayling 23 minutes, Vanderbilt 26, Lovells 36, Johannesburg 36 minutes, Lewiston 47 minutes, Luzerne 55 minutes, Canada Creek Ranch 55 minutes, Atlanta 55 minutes. Going on further from there, we have Mayo 1 hour 4 minutes, Rust hour 10, Long Rapids Hillman 114, Long Rapids 1 hour 27 minutes, Hubbard Lake 1 hour 37 minutes, and Alpena about 1 hour 45 minutes, along with Lincoln and Lost Lake Woods, as well as Ossining. I must admit, Joel, this weatherfront software is pretty cool. we'll see just how far these strong winds get to the radar here. We're closing in. We're very close to the Otsego Lake radar. We are only a matter of 800 feet off the ground where severe winds of 60 miles per hour are showing up on this radar here. 786 is what I'm getting. So they are very close to the ground, but I don't believe they're mixing entirely to the ground. We'll find out in about
Yeah, if they are, guess what?
6 more minutes.
It's County Highway 38 again between Mansell and Otsego Lake for the fourth time. Actually, probably like fifth time in the last 14 hours. It's ridiculous.
Okay, then.
What?
I'm not sure that came through or not, but if that did, I apologize.
Did not hear anything.
Got pixels actually showing up down here, Joel, on the southern flank of this. Have intensified. I'm getting
Cunningham Road.
76 mile per hour pixels down on Starvation Lake Road. What kind of a name is that? Starvation Lake? What are we doing? Twin Lake Road, Covert Road, just east of 571 M66 area. Those pixels are about 900 feet off the ground.
That's about the height we saw earlier today, where the winds all of a sudden were not that gusty below that mark. So we'll see how the stable layer plays out tonight. Right now, so far, stable layer is winning. Just tuning in, wondering where the one warning is in effect for. It is for Antrim County. It did trim portions of the western half of the county here. So East Lake, Elk Rapids, you guys are in the clear. Continues for Bel Air, Mansalona, Elba. 60 mile per hour wind. Hail, less than 0.75 inches. Outage now coming in from the east side of Torch Lake, which is in just south of Bel Air. That's all I got. Also an outage in just outside of Kalkaska on the north side of town. Tiny little
Yeah, we've
outage.
raised in total about 700 people out of power with this line so far, which is not crazy, but it's also producing a few outages, which is in this heat still what do you call it? What's what we're looking for?
We are still in the what?
I don't know. I'm trying to say that with the heat and humidity out there, losing power is not ideal.
Yeah.
The good news, though, is it's not very many people with it. But still, for those who are being impacted, it is significant for them. Waiting for a new scan here. We're getting very close to the Gaylord radar. Am I out of water for real? Oh, there it is. Thought I had water stocked up here by my computer, but
They scan, the blues continue. They're slightly lower than they used to be. They're still there, southeast of Mansalona right now. Pocket is very interesting looking. I am shocked we don't have a warning for Otsego and Northern Crawford yet. Just out of an abundance of caution. If you take a look at general reflectivity, it's a very nice smooth line up and down the entire stretch.
Yeah, it got really smooth.
Yep.
Like when you look at if you look at this on radar, like you would think, yeah, that's a big wind bag, but it is, but it isn't.
It exists to tease, honestly. Are you on weatherwise right now?
I'm on weather front.
Weatherfront. Gotcha.
I did not appreciate WeatherWise's alerts that never dropped off or pushed through. They have a lot of bugs to fix. Have had minimal issues with this interface so far. You're definitely seeing as these winds get closer, you are starting to mix out a lot of those brighter colors, but some areas do still exist, and we are only a matter of a few hundred feet off the ground now.
Still no warning. Guess we'll see how this interacts with the
I'm,
radars. There's no
I'm gonna
warning.
guess they're not gonna issue one until
Yeah.
it hits the radar and they measure stuff.
Yeah. At least put a statement out or something.
About to throw, yeah, throw some music on at this point.
Honestly, yeah.
Latest update here continues a trend of less and less bright greens and blues. I'm gonna guess these are still elevated, even though they're a couple hundred feet up.
Yeah.
Probably that's not reaching the ground. I do have the observation map pulled up here just to monitor and take a look at things.
Put it back on your camera then, just in case you do have that. Or if you have anything you need to share.
Say what?
Nothing. There we go.
There's
There's
your
a statement.
statement.
50 mile per hour
And
gusts
the
confirmed in Bel Air, by the way.
50?
50, yes.
Okay.
Imagine that's what the statement's going to be for.
Sheboygan, Otsego, Kalkaska, Crawford, and Charlevoix until uh uh 3:15 a.m.
There you go.
Took me a second. We are getting pixels, Joel, of 76 miles per hour on radar at 357 feet. Pocket up here as well of 57 miles per hour at 700 feet. So we have interesting signatures here. But no warning. We'll see what it does. It also looks like it's trying to converge, which is also weird.
Yeah. I'm looking at possible rotation behind the scenes right now as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at that too.
Heading right towards the same places we had the tornadoes the first time.
It's so weird that we see these signatures a lot. It's kind of like I refer to them like stripes. But when you see the darker greens next to the brighter greens, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes that can mean something's trying to spin in some cases. So when you see these like little lines, like we call them stripes, I guess, sometimes you can get like converging winds, and it's interesting.
It's like the holding hands of the velocity. The reds and greens kind of hook together sometimes, very briefly, but it's enough to put something down in one scan.
We're getting scans tonight every 2 minutes, which is awesome.
Hooray!
I'm going to predict if next scan comes in, doesn't go away, they're probably going to issue a warning here for this line here. A lot of this wind, though, let's look at the large picture, though. Back here, very bright greens. You get close to the radar, a lot of those bright greens go away, but we still have a nice couple pockets here that are only a couple 100 feet off the ground. Like this area down here, the brighter blues. The highest pixel I have here is 78.3 miles per hour, which is right here. And that's only about 300 to 400 feet off the surface, like a football field above your head, which is not that far. Here's your new scan. Did weaken a little bit. Still getting a nice pocket here of 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. But all other areas really that have been around it have since weakened. So it's a very localized pocket, it appears now. Still wouldn't be surprised if they issue a warning on this. But they're probably going to wait to measure at the office here because it's heading right for their office at this point. Is the office by the radar, or is it just the radar out there? That's my next question.
Office is right by the radar.
Okay.
I checked on Google once, and it's same property, just a little bit down the way to the south, I think, is where the actual building's at.
Getting a couple pixels here. The highest one I see is 70 miles per hour at 300 feet.
Interesting. That's about as low to the ground as you can get without it actually gusting to the ground.
These winds, if they are mixing, are going to be over or crossing Mount Frederick Road in a matter of seconds, Nicklaus Road, Shawnee Trail, Coot Trail, Tittabawassee Trail, Menominee Road. Eventually, Colkey Trail Road, Lynn Lake Road, and Mansalona 38 here as it heads up into Otsego Lake in a matter of a few minutes. Waiting for a new scan to pop in. Again, the brightest pixel I have is 70 miles per hour, and that's going to be a height at 304 feet. Next scan coming in should be any second. The pocket of winds continue, but it has weakened more. I'm getting the highest pixel on radar that I see is about 60 miles per hour at about 250 feet. Outside of this area, I mean, there's really not much of anything else here, Joel, that I see besides that pocket. And they should have, that's a very large statement. It's crazy. That big tan box from Wolverine all the way down to Roscommon and Grayling areas. That's a very large statement for 50. 50 mile per hour winds. These winds of severe criteria are only about 250 feet off the ground. Mount Frederick Road is where they're at currently, just south of Mansalona Road. They're heading right for the Gaylord radar. I'm looking at their mesonet behind the scenes here, waiting to see updates. We are officially out of severe criteria, severe ops right now. Zooming out, taking a look at the radar here. You notice their line of storms pushing through central northern Lower Michigan to the east northeast here. The line and storms behind it is decaying rain and embedded lightning and thunder. Got some Uper storms up here, Joel, actually, up by Menominee County. Shouldn't be too concerned there. Latest scan on the Gaylord radar has just come in. And that's pretty much gone. Those winds are over the radar, but as you can see, they have pretty much gone, disappeared into less than severe criteria very quickly. We'll wait to see what comes up the other side of this radar. But it appears to be at or below severe criteria. But 1,000 people are out of power, 900 to be exact, from this evening's storms. Waiting for an update. Also watching the mesonet behind the scenes at Seagull Lake to get a better idea of what these storms are producing. There's 2 mesonets here. I want this one, I believe. 3-day. There we go. Show hourly data. There we go. Now coming back out the radar, and as you can see here, most of these pixels are below 45 miles per hour. So these winds are definitely, I'm going to guess, elevated in nature. So I would have to imagine we're probably not going to see a downstream warning unless they did measure something that I'm not seeing here on radar. I'm waiting for the observation map to update. The last update I have was about 40 minutes ago. So we'll see what they do here. Next up for this line, Wolverine, Vanderbilt. I don't see anything east of Wolverine to be concerned about. Canada Creek Ranch, Johannesburg, Lovells. That's about it. Brightest pixel I have here is 51 miles per hour. There's a 55 in there too, so it's probably pretty strong winds, but not strong, but not severe. I'll put it that way. If they issue anything, it'll be very shortly, as they just measured there at the office. So if they did get close to severe warning criteria, they may issue one, but it'll come very quickly, I have to imagine, if they do. I don't see anything else in this line that really warrants concern here. I do see a new gust coming in from Gaylord in town. The wind gust was 26 miles per hour. 26. Uh, yeah, 26 miles per hour happened at 2:53 a.m. This line is well below severe criteria. At least up in the Gaylord region. I have to imagine they measured a little bit higher gusts there on the radar site. Still getting some pixels there of severe wind gusts coming out the other side here, but 62 is the highest I see. This is likely just strong winds, but not severe winds. And there's no warning yet either, so I have to imagine they're going to let it go. Waiting for okay, there's a new update. They actually did update their mesonet on the south side near Waters, and they went 24 mile per hour gusts. So these are well below severe. Well below severe. I'm hoping they're going to update the other mesonet there at their office directly because they haven't done that yet. Yeah, there's not been an update on the gusts since 2 o'clock. So we'll probably get an update here at the top of the hour. Call it good. Would anticipate probably a new statement coming in for the downstream areas of Canada Creek Ranch, Atlanta, Lewiston, and Mayo areas. I expect it, but also wouldn't be shocked here. I haven't seen a gust on this observation map above 20, or should I say above 30 miles per hour. I'm going to pull in the Lewiston camera here as these storms approach the Lewiston area once again. Appreciate you guys sending in Jules as well. Jade asks, what about Topanabi? Topanabi, whatever you want to call it. Powers out in Frederick, says Gracie. Yeah, still not seeing anything that they updated on their observation map here. So 24 and 26 mile per hour gusts are what I have in Gaylord and Waters. It's nowhere near severe criteria. That's not even statement criteria, which is crazy because there's severe wind on radar that's happening literally 2 to 300 feet, not even a football field above your head. But it's not mixed into the ground, which is crazy. But it is what it is. It's a good thing. I'm going to wait here a few more minutes. We'll see if they issue a downstream statement. Forgive me, I don't know the counties. I think it's Montmorency County. And I'm going to get this one wrong. Montmorency County. This is going to be Oscoda County. If I'm incorrect, I'm going to kick myself. But this is Oscoda. This is Montmorency. I would anticipate perhaps Presque Isle as well. A new statement coming in shortly. But we'll see what they do here. If they do a statement, we'll probably hop out of here for the night. Had another measurement update, 13 miles per hour between those two sites there. So still the trend of well below severe criteria. In fact, I just got an update actually from the Gaylord side. Let's see when that came in before I read that off. So surprisingly, the wind is higher in the middle of this. So Gaylord at 3 o'clock gusted to 49. That's more like it. 49 at 3 o'clock. So let's go back here on the velocity here. This is the 259 scan in Gaylord, and it gusted to, at this current time, 49, even though the winds on radar are strongest out ahead of this. Interesting. We'll see at the other mesonet updates as well. That's a little bit confusing, but The water's mesonet remains at 24 mile per hour gusts. Let's see if I have an updated past that. I do not. Kind of waiting to see what they do here for the Oscoda and Montmorency County. As long as they go statement, I will likely hop out of here. But with a 49 mile per hour gust in Gaylord happening, that's still a little close to severe criteria. So I don't know. Decisions. Breeze says power is out in waters. That's weird because the highest gust I have here is 24. Now Gaylord coming in with another even higher gust. What's going on in Gaylord right now? I'll hop in here and check this out again. Gaylord says 52 now mile per hour gust. When did that happen? At 3:03. What is happening on the backs? Must be like a rear inflow jet or something happening with this. Or something. Because there's not much on radar being shown. So Gaylord now gusted to 52. The Lewiston cam is pulled up behind the scenes for me as the storm approaches Lewiston. We'll get a first-hand look again at what the winds are doing here, courtesy of Eagle Point Real Estate. They went statement on it. I like that. Let's see how high they went with it. I'm gonna guess 50 miles an hour, but we'll see. Looks like Presqu'île, Montmorency, and Oscoda. I do not have the details yet. I guess we'll wait to pop it in here on the screen. There it is. So another large one here. They're going to go 50 mile per hour winds. No hail. That includes Belknap, Millersburg, Metz, Canada Creek Ranch, Atlanta, Hillman, Rust, Avery, Lewiston, Fairview, Mayo, and Luzerne. Any place between these areas in that tan box. 50 mile per hour winds is your hazard. So the strongest of winds on radar are coming into Lewiston now. I'm going to switch my screen over for you guys, if I can. We're going to watch this roll in together. Again, this is courtesy of Eagle Point Real Estate. It's facing south on the east side of Lewiston. Strongest winds coming to town in a matter of few minutes, seconds. I'm looking at the flag across the road there and some trees on the gas station on the left side. Trying to gauge just how strong these winds actually are. So far, it looks to be typical 20 to 30. Still looks to be pretty tame. But if anything is going to happen here, what happened in Gaylord, the worst of the wind comes after what's worst on radar. So we'll see if that holds true here. Peak gust in Gaylord is 52 miles per hour. Must be localized because other gusts I have in the area have 13 just west of Gaylord. I have 13 just south of Gaylord. I have a 24 in Waters. So what happened in Gaylord must be really localized because I definitely do not have anything close to 52-mile-per-hour winds around the area. The winds here in Lewiston looks like the worst on the leading edge is impacting right now. You can see the rain bands in the road, but don't see too much swaying of the trees, which would indicate the winds are probably less than 30 mile per hour. You can see the wind and the rain. That's about it. Looking across the lake in Wisconsin, a lot of rain coming our way. Nothing too major expected after this line, I had to imagine, unless something forms on the southern flank, but nothing in Wisconsin is currently warned. It's all just heavy rain. So I think we're pretty much winding down for the night ahead. Fingers crossed on that.
Yeah.
Joel, is that you in the background?
Yes. That's me.
He's alive. Take a power nap or something?
No, I've been here. I think it's just because my microphone's a little far. I can't speak. Far away. It's weird because it's popping up as full volume on my end.
Yeah, I can barely hear you, at least on Discord here. But what do you think about winding down the stream here soon?
Oh yeah. The answer is yes.
I'm going to wait a few more minutes here to watch what comes through Lewiston, just to see if it has a similar pattern to what happened in Gaylord. Looks like the winds are picking up here just a little bit. I wouldn't call them close to severe because look at the trees here. So you look at the wind and the rain here. It tells you one indicator, but the tree across the road here isn't barely moving. The trees over here are barely moving. So this tells me that it's gusty, yes, but it doesn't appear to be mixing to the ground completely or severe.
So big old power outage just came in.
Where at?
Right in between Gaylord and Grayling. It's a red outage.
You know, I'm so confused at this because the observation map updated. Oh, now it just updated. So Waters gusted to 43, Gaylord gusted to 52. But the wind happened and was recorded after the initial line hit. So the worst of the winds passed and the wind is actually behind it. Made no sense.
It happens.
So that gust was recorded. It doesn't even tell me. That's great. But 43 is recorded in Waters. So it follows a similar pattern. The worst of the wind is already past Lewiston on radar, but the winds are picking up again. So it looks like the winds are tucked into the rain of these storms, not actually out ahead of it.
Classic.
Even still looking at the radar or the camera here, I still do not see severe level winds. But I'll wait a few more minutes here just to make sure it passes through completely.
What
There's
is
definitely
the
strong winds on the radar. And if, go ahead.
let's say what does the storm risk say percentage wise?
Good question. I'll pull it up here. That was the wrong button. There it is. The IWMSC storm risk. I keep calling it IW because it's their product, but it's ours too. Total severe 10%.
Hmm.
And that'd be for the wind. Flag is starting to blow pretty heavily. Yeah, now we're picking up some steam now.
So what I'm hearing
I would
is
say
no.
let this
So let's say what I'm
go
hearing
ahead.
is another warning incoming.
Yeah, this is actually getting pretty gusty here in Lewiston. Again, courtesy of Eagle Point Real Estate, this camera, along with a few others in the area, have come in handy today. We do need more northern Lower Michigan cams. So if you happen to be a business owner watching here at 3 o'clock in the morning, you want to sponsor a weather camera, feel free to get in contact with me via email. My email is Ryan, RYAN, at MichiganStormChasers.com. I would say we're probably good to end this.
Okay.
I think the chances we get another severe are low, not impossible, especially if they measure something at one of their mesonettes, but 52, 43 mile per hour gusts are the recent highs. It's up to you. Looking across the lake as well, I'm not impressed by anything in Wisconsin. It's just a big old blob of rain. What's south of that is back building and elevated.
Someone mentioned in chat here that APX is on generator power right now.
That's news to me. I would open it, but I am sharing my entire screen and I don't want to open the
Oh, that's fine.
chat in. So I don't know. When we started the stream tonight, the affected total customers was right around 8,700, and now the affected customers is 10,300. So we gained approximately one. I'm trying to do math here.
1300.
1,400, 500 people.
The one outage alone between Gaylord and Grayling right now is 1644. That just came in. So we probably saw a couple restorations, and then we lost.
Probably.
Yeah. So
Good point.
all right. Well, we'll go ahead and read through our trusted partners before we head out. Down at the bottom of the screen, as always, appreciate our trusted partners for always giving us a leg up, supporting operations, and as always, feel free to reach out to the trusted partners anytime you do have storm damage or any other sort of needs. First up, A-Class Construction Restoration, based out of Northwest Michigan. American Arbor, Southwest Michigan. Apex Restoration, located in Genesee County, in the Thumb. Battle Creek IT, located in Battle Creek. Carlton Equipment Company, based in southern Lower Peninsula of Michigan, for all of your equipment rental needs. For all of your delivery needs for fuel and propane, Crystal Flash. Ink Media, for all of your website and growth-focused digital marketing strategies. Cat's Roofing and Siding, located in Lansing and Potterville. Tree Care, located in West Michigan. K-Tree Specialists, located in Southeast Michigan. Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding, based in Sanilac and St. Clair counties. Northern Steel Sales and Design Company, our newer sponsor, located in Cadillac. On Top Roofing, Livingston County. Portland Federal Credit Union, located across the Lower Peninsula. Rainbow Restoration, located in West Michigan. Rapid Radios, based out of Grand Rapids, for all of your LT Wires communication needs. Ronald Gallon House Charities, especially the one in Detroit. Feel free to reach out today at the number on the screen. Surf Pro, all your restoration needs across the state of Michigan. StormGuard Metro Detroit North, covering Oakland, Macomb, and Washtenaw counties. Top Gun Roofing Exteriors, based in West Michigan. Top Notch Tree Care, based in the US 127 corridor from Lansing to Jackson. And finally, Victor's Home Solutions, based out of the Tri-Cities area. That is the full list.
Appreciate all our sponsors and partners.
Absolutely.
I think we're going to hop out of here now. We're going to monitor behind the scenes as this line progresses over Lake Huron. They'll be over Huron here in about probably another hour at max. Yeah. And once it's on to Huron, we're done for the night. I have to imagine what's across the pond in Wisconsin is not going to do much of anything. It's just a bunch of rain. So once this line's off, the threat should be over for the night. Should be over for the night. In the meantime, if anything does become warned here in Presque County or Alpena County or Alcona County, we'll jump back on and cover it, but we don't really anticipate that to occur unless something crazy happens. So I'll let Joel take it from here.
Yeah. Let's see. We had a couple super chats come in just to end it here. Ringa sending 1,000 joules. Kazir, welcome to the team as a bronze member. Brandy, 200 joules. Yoder, 550 joules. If you don't, sending 3 separate amounts of joules, totaling 34. And Saved by Grace, 1,000 joules. Thank you guys so much for your support. But yeah, we're going to head off for now. As you saw the Lewiston camera there just a second ago. That's the last camera you guys get to see for now. And as always, we'll be back for more live coverage later on as needed. Other than that, have a great rest of your night. Get some sleep for now. And we'll talk again soon here at Michigan Storm Chasers. Take care, everybody.